China is probably the first and the only nation in the world to take the suspicion of must have something sinister for being good at its work in fighting COVID. Why? Because China's dynamic zero policy is running against the widely accepted measures like living with a virus or simply do nothing. What is dynamic zero policy? To put it in a simple way, it is about rapid response and precise prevention and control. People with high possibility of infection, like staff in airports and harbors, cold chain freight transportation, and hospitals, are taking regular nucleic acid testing. Using scientific and efficient epidemiological surveys, close contacts and subclose contacts can be identified within 24 hours.
现在他们分流了一波人，应该是等一下要再走到前面去做核酸。
In the latest news, Shanghai Disneyland is praised as the most romantic site for nucleic acid testing. It's also a good example of how the dynamic zero policy can be implemented in real practice. A confirmed case of a Disneyland visitor in the park a day before. The Disneyland went under an emergent close. Visitors who were in the park the same day with the confirmed case got the notice before midnight. These are visible investigations open to public. Some left unnoticed, but equally or even more important steps are quick and precise epidemiological surveys to identify close contacts. A dynamic zero policy doesn't mean confirmed cases are not allowed in the country. However, when every time dozens of cases are reported, Western medias are gearing up to question China's approaches during Wuhan lockdowns when Chinese using health code, and this time the dynamic zero policy. China is not shutting down. In July, China has sent 777 representatives to attend the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, the largest group in history. In November, Shanghai is holding China International Import Expo for the fourth consecutive year. The 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, scheduled in the upcoming February, is getting ready. Foreign trades have no sign of slowing down as well. In the first half of 2021, the total exports and imports is 1.8 billion yuan, with a year-on-year increase of 27.1%. Chinese people trust their own vaccines. Check this. More than 1.1 billion people in Chinese mainland have taken the vaccine till now, 2.3 billion doses injected. The end of the year may see an 80% of vaccination rate. In May and June 2021, vaccines made by Sinopharm and Sinovac gained United Nations recognition and are listed on the emergency use list. Till October the 3rd, 2021, more than 50 nations and areas have permitted entry of Sinovac recipients. 71 accepted Sinopharm, and 10 countries recognize CanSino biotakers as valid.
Yeah, the Comfort Now is just pulling into dock.
Since the outbreak in early 2020, many nations, China included, turned to strict controls and quarantines to fight the pandemic. But in this summer, some of them stopped tight measures only to see a surge in daily confirmed cases and also death tolls. If the dynamic zero COVID policy is gone, how will the further mutation of COVID virus challenge the country? The data from REACT tells us that the infection rate of Delta variant is 1.72%, which translates into more than 24 million Chinese people with high risk of infection. It's just simple math. Let's get back to the Shanghai Disneyland case. People are free to visit again on November the 3rd. Dynamic zero COVID policy is not driving people out of public life. Instead, it helps people to get back on a normal track with sound protection. That's why the pandemic did not stop China. In 2020, China is the only economy with a positive growth in the world, and its GDP year-on-year growth reached 9.8% in the first 3 quarters of 2021. A green health code to travel, quarantines approaches, quick and precise epidemiological surveys are all powerful toolkit against coronavirus. That's what we learned from the bitter fight. And it worked out well here. Feel free to judge, but the figures speak louder than words.